I'm a legal scholar from the University of Amsterdam, and I came to Nantes, or to the Institute, to write a book about markets beyond the state. The main concern that drives my research is the question why, despite the fact that we have so much institutions and so much law beyond the state, we seem to be ever further from solving some of the major problems that ail global economy today, such as, from climate change, economy broadly understood, so from climate change to bad working conditions or raising inequality. As a legal scholar, I am interested in the role of law and legal institutions in both creating this situation of what one may even call an institutional stasis beyond the institutional stasis, as well as a possibility to mobilize law for social change. My work focuses more concretely on a particular set of so-called mega-regional trade agreements. So the big agreements that the EU has tried to conclude with major economies such as the US, Canada, Japan. These agreements have raised a lot of public disapproval. Perhaps this is the only case when the EU has brought to the streets hundreds of thousands of people, or the EU policy. For example, in 2006, there was a major demonstration against the TTIP and CETA, the agreement with the US and Canada in Berlin, which supposedly drew to streets almost 250,000 of people. So it has been a very important milestone in the EU trade policy and the way in which the EU tried to intervene in global economy. And I'm trying to look in my work how, within the framework of this major public contestation of EU trade policy, we could see, or we could identify certain ways in which law and legal imaginaries can be mobilized in a way that would lead to some more progressive changes in global economy. Now, why do I think this is important? Well, I think that the whole backlash against economic globalization that we see today has already found its expression in growing nationalist and populist movements and also political victories across the globe. And the question is why or how can we actually use the institutions which exist at the international and regional level to channel some of this discontent in a more progressive way than by actually turning back to the national institutions. So the problem with the institutions that I try to look at, the law and institutions beyond the state, is really that it seems that many of the different interpretations of political economy that come from different corners seem to be very difficult, seem not to be so easily channeled or accepted in the existing institutional frameworks.